Welcome to the Heal, Thrive, Dream podcast, where trauma survivors become healthy thrivers. Each month, we'll feature a theme in the trauma recovery and empowerment field. To promote your recovery, healing, and learning how to build dreams, here's your host, Karen Robinson, transformational coach and therapist.
Hello, and welcome to the Heal, Thrive, Dream podcast. I have a stunningly gorgeous guest for you all today, and you get to see her if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're listening, I just want you to just picture this most beautiful, charismatic woman. Her name is Dr. Melissa Durfey, aka the Showgirl Doctor. She's a doctor of East Asian medicine. She's a speaker, an educator. Melissa helps women over 40 reclaim their radiance through embodied body liberation, sensual self-care, and holistic wellness. She blends evidence-informed medicine with her signature showgirl-inspired confidence. Dr. Melissa empowers women to take up space and shine unapologetically. Dr. Melissa, I'm so thrilled you're here with us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your beautiful words. I appreciate you so much, and I'm so glad to be here today.
Awesome. And also, not only is Dr. Melissa a special guest on our podcast, but she is a featured speaker and keynote and sponsor of the Finding Your Confidence After Trauma Summit coming up in August. So this episode is going to pop up before the summit to promote not only the amazing healing work of the summit, but to also promote Dr. Melissa's healing work she does for the world. So that's so cool. Tell us, what about the word confidence lights you up, doctor?
Oh gosh, confidence is everything. Women are constantly being told they need to become someone else before they're allowed to feel confident and beautiful. They're told they need to lose weight, clear up their skin, fix their stress, and then maybe, just maybe, you can have some confidence.
Oh, and all the
Just
right
a
clothes
little bit.
too.
Oh, yes, all the right clothes. And I don't believe that at all. I believe that everybody has a right to sparkle and shine, and that confidence is something you discover, not something you earn.
Beautiful. I'm guessing you're not that different from the average woman, though, that there might have been times in your life where you had a lot of stress, maybe some traumas, or just adverse things going on that maybe impacted your confidence. Are you willing to share a little bit about that time?
Oh, absolutely. I dealt with a lot of body-related trauma throughout my teens and 20s. I battled with an eating disorder that was incredibly traumatic to me, not only what I was doing to my body, but when I went to go get help for it, the doctor didn't see a problem with it because I was considered obese. And my disordered eating and all of the awful things that actually have affected my body long term were seen as net positive because I was losing weight at the time. And that was just the medical trauma was just so impactful for me that I never ever wanted anyone else to feel that way. And I hear so many stories of women who have been in similar or even worse situations than I've been in, and it just hurts my heart so much.
Yes. I've been a yo-yo dieter myself and emotional eater and disordered eater most of my life too, so I can really relate to that, those pain points. And if it wasn't for diet culture, I think as a little chubby kid, it would have just been fine to be a little bit chubby. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
had so many issues over time. But just because we couldn't accept little chubby kids, it became this big thing, right?
Exactly. Every body grows and develops at a different speed and rate. And a lot of kids who are chubby, who are just allowed to be and create a healthy relationship with their body, with food, and with movement, you find much better overall wellness outcomes. That is clearly demonstrated in the literature, but diet culture keeps us from accepting that.
It just makes everything worse. Plus,
Yeah,
it
it
takes
really
all of our
does.
money too.
Money,
Mm.
energy, all going towards this basically unattainable goal because the goal posts keep shifting. If we look at Hollywood and how things cycle in and out, and what our young girls are looking up to today with all of the filters and the AI generated people,
Right,
the aspirations aren't even aspirational anymore. They're truly false.
right. I totally agree. And so I know you have spent a lot of actually educate, obviously money too, but education and effort and studying healing and Eastern medicine and lots of different things. I'm guessing part of that wasn't just for your clients, but for yourself. I would love to hear about your healing evolution over time with the things that you've tried and studied.
The thing that was most impactful to me as far as learning was discovering the intuitive eating world, which is led by Evelyn Tribole. And I had a wonderful time in one of her cohorts learning and becoming certified for intuitive eating counseling. That was really the most impactful for unlearning diet culture and quieting the food police. Chinese medicine or East Asian medicine in general is still a little bit fat phobic, as most forms of medicine are. However, I have taken the I have taken the principles of it, using it as a lens for things like intuitive eating and body liberation. I've been doing work within the body liberation community for about 15 years now, and it has blown my mind about how amazing these folks are who would not have had the opportunity to speak. But really, the number one thing that has impacted my journey is my journey with movement and my journey with dance. And I discovered burlesque a few years ago and movement through burlesque, and I was taking online classes. And then 2 years ago, I was at my chiropractor's office and he had some flyers for a show. And I asked him, "Oh, what's that?" And he said, "Oh, I don't know if I ever told you, but I'm a pole dancer and I'm dancing in this showcase." And I had a little giggle and I said, "Wow, that's amazing." And he said, "I really would actually love for you to come to this because the owner is totally on your wavelength and I think you two will be fast friends." And not only was he absolutely right, but the studio, which is now my home dance studio where I take most of my classes and mentorship from, is really just a beautiful home for body liberation and taking up space. And I've learned so much from the folks there about really commanding space and being your true authentic self. And so the last 2 years, I've really been evolving in both my life and in my business as I discover more pieces of myself through being a professional burlesque performer.
It's so fun to listen to you even just talk about it. And it's even more fun to watch you dance. And so, listeners, I've gotten to cruise with Dr. Melissa, and I've actually participated in one of her practice classes. And as someone who's very body conscious, no matter what weight I've been in, and I've been every size at this point in my life, I've always been someone a little shy about my body, a little more on the conservative side. And so just to play with her and have fun, I just had a blast. I highly recommend that you explore that part. It's movement is just so regulating for your emotions anyway. And then to have fun on top of it, making it playful and sensual. I just think it's amazing what you're doing.
Thank you. Taking the shame out of movement is one of the key principles of what I do with folks because so often exercise is seen as a punishment for the food that you're eating or a way of just pushing your body to the limits. But what if it's a way to reclaim joy for yourself? I'm not saying everyone has to join a burlesque troupe. You might be into martial arts, or you might be into yoga, or whatever sort of movement brings you joy, even a walk in the park or hiking. There's so many ways that we can move our body that isn't connected to shame, that isn't connected to being mean to ourselves.
Oh, I love that so much. And tell us a little bit about the programs that you're offering and how not only tell us about them, but maybe through the lens of women that are really struggling, like why would working with you benefit them in their healing journey? And you can talk about it mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, however feels good for you. Yeah.
Yeah, all of my work is based on two different frameworks. One is the self-care crown method, which I know that you are familiar with, Karen. It is to connect, rest and restore, open your mind and heart, practice whimsy and nourishment. And the other framework that I use is the stars method, which is soothing the nervous system, taking up space, adorning ourselves, radiating and shining together through community. So, by using those two frameworks, I help women either one to one in sessions on Zoom or whatever chat version you prefer. I've done meetings on all different platforms depending on folks' preferences, or in office in my Petaluma office. I also have a community that is my new offering called Showgirl Sparkle Society, and it is a monthly movement offering.
I'm a new member.
I which
Get the
you're a
new
brand new
program.
member
Yeah.
of, and I'm so excited to have you as a part of that. That's a beautiful community, and that's really focused on the second S of the stars is rising together in community. And then I have my burlesque of being program, which is a 6-week reset for folks who are wanting to get more in touch with their selves, but are more comfortable in a group setting for whatever reason they're more comfortable in a group setting. Reason why somebody might want to work with me is because number one, I've been there. I've been all different sizes as well. And I am unapologetic at every size that I am because our bodies are merely a vessel for our amazing selves. I have a ton of credentials, which
Yes,
don't
you do.
always matter, but to some people they do. And really, it's a testament to my always being open-minded and always wanting to learn new things. I'm constantly keeping up with research. I'm always reading the journals, and everything is just completely individualized, even if you're in one of my group offerings. I truly believe that everybody deserves to feel beautiful in their body and to feel loved. And I bring that into every interaction I have with folks. I love to connect with folks and just, I think that everybody is beautiful.
Yeah. Can you speak to women who really struggle with self-care? A lot of survivors really don't believe that they are worthy of it, or they put everybody else first in their lives and they don't put enough time and attention. What are your thoughts and feelings about
Mm.
that?
So often we treat ourselves as a backup dancer in our life when really we are the headliner. Like one of our mentors, Katarina Rando, says, you are the Beyonce of your business. I believe you're the Beyonce of your life. S- And for women who aren't feeling worthy, it's a matter of coming home to yourself, journaling, practicing gratitude. There are so many wonderful techniques that we can do to help you to feel more worthy. And if I can express anything to you, you are worthy just the way you are. You really are. And I know that sometimes as women, it's really hard to put ourselves first. There's the demands of everyone in our life, and we are nurturing people. We want to say yes. We want people to like us. Women are definitely more often people pleasers. And I like to just express to them to really, if you can carve out 5 minutes for yourself a day to thank your body for carrying you through the day, it can make a world of difference. Even if you aren't at that place where you're like, I love myself, I'm so awesome, you got to come through neutral before you can thrive.
Agreed.
And yeah.
I want to know what you think the connection is between taking that time and care of yourself and how is that related to confidence?
Working on yourself is always related to confidence because the more that we put into ourselves, the more good we put into ourselves, and the more good we fill ourselves up with, the more we can project out into the world. That's been one of my guiding principles and one of the reasons why I've always been someone who wants to help people is because I believe that if people really focus on the goodness in there, that's gonna radiate towards everyone.
Yeah, I wish more women could understand that when you're pouring into yourself, in that care of yourself, it up levels your confidence, and then you get to up level the people around you. It's really hard to consistently support other people if you're not truly giving yourself that gift first. That whole oxygen mask thing on the airplane,
Exactly. And the
it's true, right?
yeah. And the not filling from an empty cup
Yeah.
proverb that we've been saying forever, but do we really mean it?
And even after being a therapist for 28 years, I still struggle. Sometimes I want to naturally, I say naturally because it's my natural tendency to be a giver. I'm like, okay, what do my kids need first? What do my husband need? What do my clients need? And then I'll catch myself trying to get in a self-care too late in the day where I'm beat. And so I had to really work on shifting my brain. So now I have
Mm.
my journaling time in my calendar. I do my meditation in the morning. I do my movement in the morning. And I'm really working hard on making them non-negotiable Because if I make them negotiable, they're the first thing that slide off my calendar. Because,
I love your safe and sexy boundaries, and I encourage everyone that I work with to make appointments with themselves on their calendar. Even if it's just a 15-minute appointment and you write check in with self and you just sit there. You don't have to do anything, but just be there with yourself and yeah, put appointments on your calendar until it's second nature. And even after it's second nature, still put it on there. I still put all of my self-care time on my calendar and I schedule that first before I schedule any of my retreats or day retreats or any of my program times or any of my calls, any of my talks, anything. Self-care goes on the calendar first because I am the headliner of my life.
I love that so much. And do you have really cute might not be the best word, it's just the first one that came up, routines that you start and end your day that you're willing to share with us? I
Oh,
always, because I know
absolutely.
you're a self-care expert and you're
Yes.
in movement and holistic health, so I would love to hear a little bit about your routines.
Yeah, so I have my AM and PM routines, and depending on what my day looks like, is which one is longer because I am not a morning person. So if I have a early morning, my morning ritual is going to be a little bit shorter, and my evening ritual is going to be a little bit longer. But if I get to wake up naturally, then that's going to be flippy floppy. And so I do breathing exercises. I stretch before I even get out of bed
Mm.
because it's easier to do before your day starts. So my alarm will go off and I will do a quick stretch if I don't have time for my full workout in the morning. And even if I do, it helps to get me warmed up to do whatever I'm going to do. And then I do my skincare ritual, which I have two versions of, one shorter and one longer with some acupressure in it. Then I do my gratitudes, and I like to just sit with my cup of coffee. A lot of times I'll go outside on my back porch if the weather is nice, and if it's not, I'll sit by the window. And then in the evening time, my number one non-negotiable is I take off my makeup. If I
Yeah.
can accomplish nothing else before bed, if I'm coming home after a show and I'm just pooped, I take off my makeup and I do my mirror ritual, which my mirror ritual is something that I teach inside the Showgirl Sparkle. So you will be learning that really soon. And it's a gratitude practice where you look at yourself in the mirror and really intentionally thank yourself for your day. And that's my morning and evening routine.
I'm so glad I asked you because your rituals are very beautiful. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy I love sharing them. I did an episode on my bite-sized a
Mhm.
few weeks ago on my morning routine.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
so
That's
if
so
you want
good.
more details on that, I can I can
Okay, when you
send you
send me
over there.
when you send me your longer bio for the summit and for the show notes and all your links, please feel free to put the podcast link in there too so we can share that with
Thank
everybody.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
my podcast's a mini podcast. It's a maximum 15-minute episode.
Which I think is a brilliant idea because people are so busy and it's just so nice. Maybe they can listen while they're doing their routines in the morning, getting doing the skincare stuff. I tend to listen to a podcast or an audiobook when I do mine as well. Oh, thank you. All
You're
right.
so welcome.
Any last words of wisdom that you want to say? And I'll give you a little scenario. Maybe there's a woman or a good man. I say good men because we have a few men that listen
Oh,
who
absolutely.
they're really just stuck. Maybe they're having a depressive episode or maybe they're having a medical flare up of some sort. What's something encouraging and sweet you could say to them today?
Oh, even when you're not feeling quite right, you're still absolutely worthy and sparkling no matter what. Because beauty and wholeness is not something you earn, it's something you come home to. And I want to encourage you to come home to your body and to come home to yourself and know that you are worth all of the love and care in the world, especially from you to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Melissa, for being a guest on our show today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you so much, and I cannot wait for the summit.
Yay!
Thank you for listening in today. Please join us next week, same day and time. Also, I would love for you to check out my website, healthrivedream.com.